Good morning. Hello. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. We're going to have some breakfast today. We're going to have a cake and some fat quarter bacon. Cake and bacon. Bacon cake. Ooh, chocolate bacon cake. Wouldn't that be delicious or not? I don't know. All right. Sorry, I thought we had it fixed, but I guess not. And it looks like I'm crooked. Let me fix that real quick because I'm crooked. How in the world? We're on a different device today too, because the first one doesn't seem to want to keep the internet. It's internet only. That one has 5G signal when the internet goes out. So, that just happens. Anyways, let's see who's all here today. We got Nancy, Katie, Peggy, Mary, Nancy, Karen, Debbie, Cynthia, Polly, Jean, Joy, Sharon, Tamala, Joyce, Donna, Martha, Bambi, Sue, Betty, Linda, Barbara, and so many more. Good morning, everybody. All right, so today's project is going to be 4 charm packs or a layer cake. I don't have 4 matching charm packs that I could find that would be for this project. So I grabbed a layer cake. It's called Forget-Me-Not Gray. It is something I picked up one Tuesday morning. It used to be a store, and I actually bought 3 of these because Tuesday morning used to sell layer cakes, fat quarters, charm squares, jelly rolls, and you name it. And I used to get them there, but now they don't anymore. And so I have a stash of fabric from that. So 1 layer cake or 4 charm packs, and then a yard of a background fabric, or your accent fabric, I guess is what it would be. I don't have a yard of fabric, but guess what 4 fat quarters are? 1 yard. So I have 4 fat quarters and a layer cake. And we are going to chop all this up. Can you turn the iron on for me, please? Yeah. And get started. It's really easy. So we're going to chop the layer cake up into 4 equal sections, so into 5-inch squares. And then we're going to chop our accent fabric into 5-inch squares. So to make this a little bit easier on myself, I'm actually just going to grab a rotating mat because, well, that just makes it a little bit easier. Ta-da! All right. I'm just going to grab a couple at a time. They should, right here, they should all be nicely stacked. Nothing's shifted. And I'm just going to use my Missouri Star ruler here because it's 5 inches wide. And let's see how tall the pinking is, if it's on the inside or the outside. It is on the outside of the peak. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut them in half. Rotate my mat and cut in half again. And I'm going to do this to the whole entire stack of my 10-inch squares, turning them into 5-inch squares. I have a wrinkled piece down in there. Oops, right there. Stay, ruler. Don't move. This is a really, really easy, you can do it in a day project that we are going to do today. We're just going to literally make some floating stars. The stars are going to float out of our quilt. Not out of it, but it will look like it. This is probably the easiest of quilts that you could make. Any beginner can do it because you're literally just going to be hooking 5-inch squares together, but we're also going to make some half square triangles. And we're only going to make 40 half square triangles. So that shouldn't be too hard. More pieces to cut. It's always easier when you just get the charm packs because your 4 charm packs are already pre-cut for you, which makes this process a little bit easier. But if you don't have charms and you have layer cakes, it works too. All right, last stack of who knows how many are here. It looks like 8 or so, maybe even more. It's a good thing I have a fresh new blade. Make it cut like butter through all this. All right, all that is now cut up. And now I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to press my fat quarters because I didn't even think to press them yesterday when I pulled everything out. I just need to get the creases out of them, and we'll stack them all up and cut them at the same exact time. Should only take a second. No, I'm just going to go without it. Oh, I got it because I'm going to stack them all at the same time. It's starch. I am not really wanting to starch my fabric, but it's a starch water mix, so to get the wrinkles out of my
need to get you an all water bottle?
Fat quarters.
You have one in the bathroom? All water?
Nope. That's the one that sprays funky that's in the kitchen sink. Yeah, that's the one in the kitchen sink. It sprays funky. All right, 2 fat quarters nicely pressed. 2 more to go. It doesn't take long. And this fabric is actually called Give Thanks by Deb Strain for Moda. This accent fabric that I'm using. My fat quarters, which technically can be 1 yard of fabric. But just in case you were wondering, since I told you what my layer cake was, except the layer cake you probably will not find anywhere. But you never know, maybe somebody bought a ton of them at, Tuesday morning like I did and is selling them online. Although I got mine for like $16 or something like that. And layer cakes now are upwards $50+ dollars. In the 8 years I've been quilting, let me tell you, layer cakes, charm packs, everything, it's all went up ridiculous amounts. And I know it costs a lot to make fabric, but I don't know, I just don't understand. So I'm going to take all of my, oh my goodness, come on. Grab all these by the selvage because it's the straightest, and then I'm going to shake them out and stack them on top of each other. Just want them to be lined up nicely. Stack these 2 on top of these 2, lining it up just like this. And now I'm going to cut some 5-inch squares. I'm going to start by straightening one edge out and make sure I get all the layers that are stacked here. It's pretty straight looking right there. I'm going to go ahead and carefully turn this whole entire thing around, just like this, and cut 5-inch squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my ruler. I have my glasses on, I should be able to read it. Oh, that's so dark, I can't even see it. That's the sucky part about that ruler, is dark fabric is hard to see under there. So we'll just use this ruler. Okay, there's one 5-inch strip. So if you're using a yard, just cut the whole thing up into 5-inch squares. Actually, let's see. Yeah, we need 40 of them. And then this will go in my string bin. Just gonna cut what I can off of it while I'm literally right here. All right. Just move that out of the way and subcut the rest of this. So you can see it doesn't take long to cut everything up. I should have a little bit more than 40 pieces here. And for my scrap bin, I'll cut those later because they're all different sizes at that end. All right. All right, so we're going to take 40. I'm bring all this back over here now and sit down. Close my blade. We're going to take 40 of our accent pieces and random 40 pieces of my layer cake or charm squares, and we're going to pair them up. So I'm going to count out 40. 16. 40. Okay. And then I'm going to take 40 out of here. And since I'm just going to take one stack from each pile. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because there's a blend of colors from them being stacked. I just don't want 2 of the same. I want it to be at least a little bit of everything. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I already got those. I already did those. Let's grab one of these stacks. 9, 10, 11, 12. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And now to just choose random ones. 24, 25, 26. I want the lighter ones. 27. Replace with some lighter ones. Sorry, I'm trying to think contrast wise. Okay, the rest of all these, I don't even know what number I'm on, but we're going to make half square triangles. All right, what we're going to do, so we're going to take one background or accent color, whatever you want to call it, and one charm square, right sides together, and you can draw your line from corner to corner, or you can just sew it, but we're going to actually sew from corner to corner because we want our 5-inch squares to stay 5 inches. So I'm literally going to sew from one corner to the other on the line. And I've got to change that. There we go. And since I can use this for later, I could actually go back and sew a ½ inch away from that. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'll worry about that later. And then we're going to trim away a 1/4 inch seam allowance. It doesn't matter what side you trim it from on your line. But what we're looking for is to discard this into my scrap pile. And when I open this up, I still have a 5-inch square. Okay, so I still have a 5-inch square. That's what we're looking for. And I'm going to be pressing all of these towards my accent. Okay, so that's what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and make 40 of those. So I'm literally just going to chain piece all of them through. If I can get them to line up on top of each other. And so from corner to corner. And then we'll pull them all off and trim all the excess away. Or like I said, you can go back to the whole entire stack and sew a ½ inch away from that line. I'm just going to continue chain piecing just like this. Quite simple. But once we lay this out, you're going to be like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Especially for those that are newbies to the quilting. You can be like, oh, that's how that's done? It's pretty easy. Hopefully everybody's having a lovely morning. It's actually kind of chill. Well, for me, it's chilly outside. For everyone else, it's like warm.
Yes, it's warm out.
When I got up this morning, though, the full moon, I went outside, that full moon was just like, bam, right there at 5:45 this morning. Oh, there's plenty of contrast on that one. Okay, good. As long as it's not on those super dark or blacker ones, which I probably, when I put this together, won't put those totally next to it, but I didn't think about that before I chose some fabric to make this with. And you don't have to use a print or something that matches. You can use a solid even to make this, to make your ½ square triangles with your charm squares. You can just use a solid and it'd be just as floating stars as possible. The same way. The seam tape on my machine really helps when it comes to piecing and making half square triangles. Having seam tape keeps me from having to sit and mark everything. I remember when I first started, I had to mark everything, and that was just an hour right there, just sitting here putting a line on all. Sometimes it was like 200 and something for a pattern of that specific piece that I had to draw on. Sometimes you had to draw on like strange angles and stuff, but ever since the seam tape came out, man, it's been a lifesaver. Sanity saver. That's for sure. This might take me a minute though to get all these sewn. Welcome everybody that's joining in. It's morning time, so everybody's got their cup of coffee or tea or your water, like me.
Yeah.
It's not quite yet cold enough to have hot cocoa in the mornings yet, but soon enough it will be. And I'll be so happy. Any questions or anything? Don't you guys just love the suspense? There's nothing on the wall showing you what I'm doing today. You're just like going with it. Floating stars. What could she possibly be doing?
Star that's going to be floating.
Yeah. That's stars, plural, that will be floating. They will just randomly be in the air of the quilt. Floating in the air. There's plenty of contrast on that. Oh, that's two pieces. Better not sew those together. I tend to do that. I have done that on many occasions. I'm pretty sure you guys have too, sewed two pieces on, thinking it's one.
If you cut the layer cake and sewed around the edge, would you get 5-inch half square triangles?
You get 6.5-inch half square triangles from your layer cake squares. If you sew all the way around the edge of a 10-inch square, they're 6.5 usually. And I don't want to waste any more fabric because I have too many scraps.
Have you ever made a Dresden neighborhood quilt?
Have I ever made a what?
A Dresden
No, I have not. But I have made lots of Dresden quilts because that is very common for me to make is Dresdens. Sorry, I'm grabbing more light ones. I don't know how many exactly I'm at, but I don't have very much left in my pile. But yes, if you're using a layer cake and you want to, and you're willing to trim it down and have more scrap fabric, you could always sew all the way around. So you get 4 half square triangles per 1 10-inch square. So you can do that and then trim them down to 5 inches and just make 40 of them. All in all, in the end, we need 168 squares. So as long as you finish with 168 5-inch squares, then you should be good. And this isn't making a very big project. It's only making something that's like 54, 55 by 62 or something. Somewhere in that range.
What size will the leftover triangles be when you sew them?
The leftover triangles will be 3.5, I think, or 4-inch. No, they'll be 4-inch when I sew them. When I get to it. All right, 2 more. Oh, look at that. I grabbed just the right amount. How weird is that? I never do stuff like that. Well, I'm getting low on bobbin. I can hear it. It's talking to me.
After a sewing project, do you then cut them into sizes for another project?
Okay, what did you say? Sorry, I can't hear you when the sewing machine runs.
After a sewing project, do you then cut and move extra fabric into set sizes for another project?
Yeah, I try after every project to cut the scraps down into specific sizes, but that doesn't always work to plan. Yeah, I'm kind of bad about that, about cutting it all down, or I try to like sew it up right away and do something with it, but it doesn't always work out because I get busy doing other things. And
Are you using leftovers for the border?
no, I'm not putting any borders on this. This is just going to be an open-ended quilt where you can put borders on it when you see, but it's just going to be a little lap quilt made with charm squares, and then I'll do a stay stitch while it hangs in the closet. You know, a stay stitch all the way around it to keep any of the seams from opening up.
Trying to make a t-shirt quilt. Is there a video on one?
I have so many t-shirt quilt videos. Some of the, was it Sew Sunday or did I do it on Breakfast at Tiffany's when I started that? No, I did it on Sew Sundays. The baby one that I just completed. I have no idea. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead now and cut off the excess on all of these. Just toss it aside and then make a little stack of all these guys for later to do whatever with.
Do you spray starch after a top is finished?
I do not spray starch after a top is finished unless it has issues, like it's stretchy or something. I do get some quilt tops in that are other people's that, you know, they just had a little bit of a waviness to their borders, and I'll spray starch it before loading it on the long arm and press it. Most quilts I press anyway before loading on the long arm, because even though I've said it out loud to pre-press your stuff and then send it to me, to pre-press your quilt and your backing and make sure it's nice. By the time it gets here being folded up in a box, there's creases on it, so I have to iron it anyway. I always try to save myself that step, but eventually I end up doing it anyway. Which is fine by me. Gives me a chance to study the quilt and decide what I want to quilt on it anyway. Which is what I have over here on the other side of the room is a client quilt that I've been staring at for 2 days. What should I quilt on that? And since I don't have a computerized system, my clients, they send their quilts to me to just have fun on them and do whatever I wish. So I try to get creative with every quilt that I do. There are times that that same client will get repeat designs because I only know how to do so many things on my long arm, but yep. After I iron them, they just sit and wait for me open, you know, not open all the way, but mostly open before it goes to the long arm. And I just contemplate what I'm going to do. And sometimes that part takes longer than I tell them when they should get their quilt back. I'm indecisive. You can start pressing these nicely to the dark. Actually, you know what? I'll do it myself. Just give me my wool thing and put the iron over here.
What batting do you like the best?
I like all kinds of batting. Nothing specific. Cotton quilts nicely, poly cotton quilts nicely, and regular polyester quilts nicely.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't use 2 pins.
Yep.
You don't want me to iron over here with the other one?
No, because I don't want them to bow. I need them to stay a specific size. Yeah, if you don't press your half square triangles nicely, you will get a bow right here because this is the bias and you'll bow your seams. We don't want to bow our seams. Oh, I put that in that pile. I'm a dummy. But I won't need to trim any of this. I'm just going to leave it. It should be 5 inches. And that's what we're working with. I mean, I could cut everything down to 4.5 or 4 inch and make more half square triangles, or I've sewn on both sides of a line, but I didn't want to do that for today's project. I wanted to keep everything 5 inches because I didn't want to waste fabric. And I will make something out of the extra pieces and probably just throw it on the back, which is what I do every now and then. All right. And press all this now towards my accent color.
Plug it in over there.
Oh no, it's fine right where it is.
Yeah, cord on that is super long.
Yeah, this one has a long cord.
Unlike mine, which is a 3-foot cord.
I'm just pressing everything towards the accent. I'm also holding the seam to keep it from bowing. Which in turn, I usually burn my fingers doing this. I don't know how many times I've burnt myself. Like, seems like every other week I'm got a burn on my hand healing. Scott learned it a couple weeks back. He burnt himself on the iron. He's like, "Ay, it stings." And then it itches when it heals. Whew.
Do you have any videos of free motion quilting from Juki?
I have old videos that you can hardly see of me free motion quilting on the Juki. I do not want to free motion quilt on the Juki. I am not, my body is not equipped for free motion quilting sit down at all. Right now I'm struggling just to sit here and iron. My back doesn't like it. My butt doesn't like it. My shoulders do not like this at all. I think it's because my arm is in this position, and if you're ironing on tables and sewing standing up, you're in a better position. So it does not like to be in this position. But I do it for you guys, but not the free motion quilting, not no more. But everything I do in all my long arm videos can be done sit down. So if you just need ideas on designs, there's tons of long arm quilting videos that can give you a general idea of what to do. I just don't free motion quilt anymore. Sit down. But there's a whole entire, lots of episodes of me in my bedroom free motion quilting on the Juki. And I do my best to show you the things I quilted, but they're older videos. They're really shoddy. And I've done it a few times. I did a table runner or something recently within the last year or so on the Juki. I free motion quilted it. I think I did flowers or something for you guys because everybody in the chat convinced me to do it. It's like, okay, I guess I'll do it. I guess this prep part is the part that takes the longest. Sewing it together shouldn't take very long, though.
There you go. And posted a link for quilting on the domestic machine.
Aha, he found it. A link for it. Thank you, Jim, for posting a link. Like I said, those videos are hard to watch. My older videos, I mean, they're watchable. I describe, I guess, good, so you could at least hear what I'm doing. I don't know how well you can hear me over the sound of my Juki. Getting close to the end here of all 40 of these. Feels like more than 40. Oy.
I could have ironed every one of those, honey. You're not doing anything different than I would have done.
It's okay, I got it now.
Redo your flying home pattern.
Can I redo flying home pattern? You'll have to give me time on it because some of the things I have already pre-planned for redoing, like the Hunter Star I did. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I made a new quilt and the video went on Tuesday. So if you haven't seen that already, I'd suggest you go watch it. It's really good. It's called Intertwined. But I'm trying to redo older videos as well as new ones all at the same time. So, but you got to give me time because I'm still in a flare and I'm behind and slow lately. I'm not getting as much done as I used to. But yes, I'm trying to redo old videos. Because there's nothing wrong with recycling content with better video quality.
How long have you been quilting on YouTube?
I've been on YouTube. What was it? It came up that like couple. I just had a YouTube anniversary just the other day. I think it was 7 or 6. It was 6 or 7. I've been on YouTube for a while before people actually watched me. Yeah. Back then there'd be like 5 people just hanging out with me in the chat. And I had like 15 subscribers total. All right.
When you were in the garage.
Yeah, when I was in my garage. That was many, many, many moons ago. All right. You can put this over there, please.
All right. Okay, where do you do it?
I'm going to take a drink of water because sitting in front of the iron drove me nuts. We are going to get started. So we're going to do 12 squares. Can you press this real quick?
Yeah.
Like
what?
These pieces are like funky wrinkled.
Yeah.
We're going to lay out 12 blocks across, and then we're going to do 14 down. So I'm going to stand now, and we're going to lay out 12 across.
You made a double wedding ring quilt?
I have not made the double wedding ring yet. No. It's on my list of things to do.
Potato chip block quilt?
I do not need to make potato chip block quilt because I did a live stream with someone who did it while we were live for what was the video called? It was a jelly roll, sew a jelly roll day or something like that. National Jelly Roll Day. What am I at? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Teresa Louise.
Ah, so Teresa Louise did it.
Yeah, she made it. I forgot the number I just said. What did I just say, Scotty? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I probably should have went higher with this. And 12. All right, there's 12 across. And that's not going to work with my 14 down. Watch. So I'm actually going to lay these 14 down now. That's 72 inches. You don't even need to measure. Nope, 72 inch between the wall. Having a design wall makes this process right here a lot easier. I'm just putting them all willy-nilly. It doesn't matter. There's no specific order. As long as there's 12 across by 14 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm trying to keep them as straight as possible. because that's going to set our basis for how we're going to put our stars in here. I don't even know what number I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Well, yep, I'm going to go up 1. 13. And 1 more for 14. Come on, right there. Thank you. All right. I have 14 down and 12 across, and I'm just going to move my 12 across up. That way I have my basis for what I'm going to be laying out. I'm hoping that this stays nice and straight, but it probably won't because that's how this works. I never get anything straight on this darn wall. No, I want to make the proper design wall that I wanted eventually. Okay. First thing I'm going to do in the top corner, can you lift the camera up so they can, oh, okay. Okay. We are going to put 2 star points right here, just like that. And then I'm going to pull this piece out right here and lay a star point here. Pull the next one below it and lay a star point there. Then I'm going to, oh, that's the same as that piece. Let's put a different one there. That's the same mix of that. Trying to mix it up, play mix and match. We're going to fill it in as we go, though. So I'm just going to put, let's mix this up. Because it seems like I'm grabbing the same pieces over and over. Oh, here's some more that need pressed.
Okay.
All right. This one here. And then below that, we're going to put a star point. And it's going to face this direction. And I'm hoping that you guys can see these directions because you know how a star is formed, pretty much. Scoop that up a little. It's going to seem wonky because, you know, put that there. Grab some more star legs. Grab that one to be. Oops, wrong way. Wrong way. That way. Pay attention. Try not to move anything. Don't want it to be funky. Want it this way. There we go. Okay, my first star is in. Look at that. So it's just floating there. Okay. So now we're going to build over a little bit.
Oh, that looks cool.
And insert another star. Except this time, these dark pieces in here. Gotta mix them all up. Now we're going to grab and put right here, out right here, remove, replace, remove, replace. Well, there's already one of those in that row. I'm trying to blend this up as best as possible here, guys. This is what a design wall is for, though. All right. And then we're going to go down to the side right here. And right there. I'm going to fill in the section in between. And you could put your stars wherever you want your stars to be. It's your project. Have fun with it. Excuse me. Okay. Filling it in. All right. Gonna grab a star part for down here. We're gonna fill in between it. Put 2 more star legs right here and right there. And right there. So now we have 2 stars, and notice they're in different positions. Like I said, you could do yours however you wish. So now I'm going to come down this side here. This is so cute because it looks vintage, the fabric. I'm sure a lot of these. All right, so say I want another star right here. So that's what I'm going to do. Oops, no, we want it this way, right here. So I'm going to put my first 2 pieces up. And then I'm going to come to this row, place that there. I'm not very good at this whole grabbing piece thing. There. Grab this one. That one. Yeah, I like it because that one's not contrasty enough. Let's put that there.
I was you. I went black and
Well, I have no other choice. As long as it's not sitting in the stars.
You only have 2 of them up there. You don't have any others you could throw in instead of those 2?
No. That's why they're being scattered around.
It has a Civil War look. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep. It sure does have a Civil War look. Put that right there. And this one right here. Fill in around it. No, I have water. All right. Fill in around it. Come on, right there. All right. Now I want another star about right here. So go ahead and grab out some of these pieces to lower it just a little. So I need this guy to face this way here. This one to face this way. Oh, that's not going to work. It needs to come over one and down one, and down one and over one. Gauge this just right. All right. Right there, right there. Perfect. Just a few more pieces right here. Okay, the next one should be the star point. Right there. I'm going to swap him out for this one. That one. In. In. One more. Here. Next star point. Here. You can tell my pieces are starting to go kind of wonky because I'm in a guessing.
The star was all solid, so it made it a lot bolder. This one, since it matches the quilt, it gives it a 3D-ish look.
Yes, that's why they're floating.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't like. I'm saying it from the picture, and the differences. I like it. It's very 3D-ish.
All right.
Have you ever made a 3D looking quilt?
I have made 3D looking quilts.
How many stars will there be? Do you know?
There's going to be 5 stars, I think. Yeah, because there's 40 pieces. So we'll have one more down there. This one might need to be moved down a little bit, honestly. Oops, that way. I might need to move this one down one. I'm not sure how far down I am. Yep. Let's go down by one real quick, just to be sure. Because that way it matches on the other side, sort of. Fill that in right there. Pull that down one. I'm gonna bring some pieces to the floor with me. There we go. That'll be better down here one. Star leg. Come on. There. There we go. Now fill it in. All right, and then we're going to build another star on the other side, which will be the last of our pieces. And then we'll throw all these in between. And since I'm on the floor now, I'm bringing all my stuff to the floor. Because I feel the need to have it all this low. Nope, I'm good. Okay, so now I'm just going to fill in right here. And I'm going to put my last star kind of in a little bit. It seems like it needs to be about right here. Right there. I'm going to put it on that right there. This will be lap size. I'm building my star right here. Where'd my rest of them go? There they are. Can they see down here? I have no idea. Just down here somewhere. Oh, okay. I'm just filling it in now. Yep, and then I have to pick it all up in rows. Yep. How many more down? One more down. Is that how far down I am? Okay. I'm trying to gauge how far down I am. No, I'm good. My other, where they are, right there. 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 I'm probably gonna have to move some pieces around because I'm out of lights right here in my hand. I'm gonna have to start shifting some things around, which is fine. That way it's not all crowded with dark fabrics down here. Yeah, it's a lot of dark down here, but we'll move things around. You guys can help out there by looking at the screen. Yeah, look, this is all dark. So let's swap for some lights. Oh, come on. That's the lowest one. This guy here. one down here. One there. Swap this for there. We'll swap this for that.
Are your stars not supposed to be aligned? Okay.
They're not aligned, no.
I just noticed that left side's down farther than the right.
All right, we're going to swap some around. This purple right here. That down here. This is the hardest part, is making sure that it's equally spread out. Equally spread out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, that looks good, right? Looks equally spread. This whole star could probably come down one, huh? It's in the next row of this, and then there's 2 rows between that. That will leave 1 between each. You know what I mean? What do you think?
If you put it down one, it'll be evenly in the middle.
Yeah, okay. We're just going to swap it down 1. Make it.
Because yeah, there's 4 above it, 6 below it. So if you want it right in the middle, then you put it down 1.
Like I said, you just need to lay it out. Swap some stuff around. There. Now it's in the middle. That's in the bottom, that's to the side, that's at the top, and that's to the side. Yeah, that looks pretty equal to me now. Now the color balance, got to step away from it. There's a lot of green down at the bottom. Let's bring some to the top. About right here. Got to switch another color. Let's put this light one right here. Put this. Where did I have an empty spot? Where did I just pull it from? Right there. These 2 are too close together. That there. Put this down here. Step back and look at it again. It's a lot more balanced now, doesn't it?
Still wish we had something else other than the blacks.
Yeah, well, I don't have anything else other than these blacks. I'm gonna put this guy up in this top corner.
Ooh, good idea.
All right, that's equally moved out. These 2 are too close together, so let's move this guy to this top corner. How many other, are there only a couple more? There's 1 down in that corner.
What are you looking for, the black?
Yeah, I'm put 1 down in this corner.
Yeah, put black in every corner. There you go. That's a good idea.
Oh, can't put that there. There's 2 of those there.
There's 2 blacks here, 2 blacks there.
There.
That's it. Those are the only blacks left. It's these 3. almost make a line.
So we'll move this right
Oh,
here.
nope, there's one there next to you. Sorry, there's 4 left.
Right there. See, I'm just moving a few things around. Give me a moment. Oh, those are the same. Leaving that there. One in the middle, one in the middle, one in each bottom corner. And we'll put one up here and one down at the bottom. Center-ish and center-ish. Right there. There we go. The blacks have been moved. Go here. This one can go here. And this one cannot go there. That over one was the same, but not the same. And this one can go right there. There we go. That should be equally balanced now.
That's pretty good.
Let me go step back. Ooh, I likey. So how this works is this one is on this edge. Then the next one down here is moved in one. Then this one's in the exact center. This one is on the edge instead, and this one is moved in one. This one hits the top up here, and that one hits the bottom on the bottom. So they're equally balanced in the quilt. So now to sew them together. I'm going to sew as many rows as I can together, but obviously we'll finish next week. But I'm going to pluck them off the wall in the order of which I have them laid out. I'm not going to move, turn, shift anything. Just going to sew row 1. All right. I need a seam guide here because, you know. Huh? All right. I'm going to put my magnetic guide and I'm going to sew them. So let's keep it right here next to me and sew them with a 1/4 inch seam. And it looks like I have a very loose thread. There we go. There we go. So this whole row I'll press to the right, and then the next whole row will go to the left, and so on and so forth. So I will alternate directions, right, left, right, left. And like I said, this is like super beginner friendly because you only made 40 half square triangles for your quilt. The rest of it, everything stays the same. This is so much fun when you can just make something happen out of such simple squares, you know? I probably should have chose a more different color for my stars, but you know what? I like it. Gives me a vintage Civil War kind of feel, and I like that. my half square triangle points landed perfectly. I love when that happens. All right, so now I'm going to press this so that it's nice and flat. Just making sure that the seams go the way I finger pressed them, all to the right. Okay, and then I'll place it back on the wall. Obviously, it's shy now, so it's not going to line up. You can see you lose a lot with your inches, but it's longer than I thought it would be. Wide-wise, I mean. It's 54. Oh, yeah, that's what I said it would be. 54. All right, next row. Just picking them up. All right, bring them here. I just like laying them next to me. And these ones I will press to the left. So I will open it, finger press it towards the left for now. When I get to the iron, it'll get pressed nicely.
Would you double the width for a king size and make it square?
Yep, for a king size, you would just add probably 4 more charm packs or another layer cake, because 2 layer cakes usually make a king size. So I would grab 4 more charm packs or just 2 layer cakes, and then 2 yards of your accent color for your stars, so that way you can scatter your stars. Like I said, though, it is best to lay it out, or you can just draw yourself a grid on a piece of paper that's as many squares as that is. So if it's 168 for 1 layer cake, so plus 168 plus 168, whatever that answer is, then that's what you'll have amount of blocks, and you'll just have to figure out your layout, and then put a border on it, because I'm pretty sure it'll still need a border at that point. Because this is 54, so you would do 12 more. So it'd be like a 30 by 30 layout, maybe. Something like that. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I've done 2 layer cake quilts before, but not 4 or 8 charm packs. I've done 6 charm pack quilts, and I usually get a queen size out of my 6. With borders. I have to add borders to it, obviously. And I don't have any fabric that remotely even goes with this to add. Oh yeah, that's my side piece. I could find a black tone on tone that would make a good border for this. Or a creamish taupe color, because that's what this creamy color is. It's like a creamy taupe. I'll have to check my room to see. I knew it was going to run out of bobbin. I'm going to use, oh, it didn't. What is it? It got stuck? There's nothing there.
It happens.
I wonder what it got stuck on in there. All right. I'm going to press this now. That way it stays nice and flat to put it up on the wall. I steam everything, so I'm steaming all the seam junctions. And then this will go to this right here. Normally I sew the rows together so that I don't lose my place, but they're staying pretty nicely up on the board. So I shouldn't have to sew them yet. All right, pick up the next row. So I'm on row 3. You could also number them and pre-pick them all up. But I'm not doing that. I'm just going to do it just the way I am today. So these ones will now go to the right. This is so much fun. I just love quilts that are easy, you know, that you can just sit and make in a few hours. But then I love making quilts, period. So obviously, anything sewing related is fun to me. Some people might think I'm crazy, but you know, do you guys have this, like, your family, friends come over or whatever, someone comes over to hang out. I lost my little thing, oh. And the first thing you do are like, come see what I've been working on this week. Oh, look what I did last week. This is what I did here. Do you do that and then spend time with them? Or do you spend time with them first and then be like, oh, why don't you come to my sewing space and see what I've done? Because my daughter came over here the other day to get her bangs cut, Maxine. She was here. And that's what I did. I was in my room cutting fabric, and she's like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm cutting fabric, trying to get this organized and stuff. And she's like, well, while I'm here, show my girlfriend all of your quilts. So I was, just showing her all sorts of quilts. And then we came in here and I showed her projects in here. I think it's funny. And it happens every time someone comes over. Even my clients come over and they're like, what are you working on? And I'll show them the current projects. feel like I got silent again.
I don't have any questions. Yeah.
If you guys have questions, just ask. This is probably one of those quilts that I could make 100 times. And it looks so different every time because of the colors that you use.
Yeah. It would look really cool too. All different colors.
Yeah, it would look good as a rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, one person was saying making it as a kid's quilt with light colors earlier when you first started. Another person said they're going to use fabric you're going to use, which would make it look somewhat
Like this, yeah. I Spy. You can do an I Spy one too. Do I Spy fabrics. Do all sorts of children's prints, and then throw in your stars. Because your child is a star, or your grandchild is a star, if they can name everything that's in the quilt. If you put some hippopotamus fabric and some giraffe fabric and they can name all that, that's a smart kid. And I'm talking little kids when they're learning that stuff. Obviously, the bigger kids know.
Have you ever done a client's quilt and then wanted to make one like it?
Of course, I've done client quilts and I wanted to make one of my own, and I even did a client quilt and made one of my own afterwards. Yep, I've done that. And the one that I did that I won the lots of awards on, my the oh my God, what is it called? Words. Mariner's Compass Star. I haven't done it but I've done the Mariner's Compass Star. That was one of my award-winning quilts. It's a giant quilt. The only reason why I haven't done it for myself is because it's giant and I only have a queen size bed, and it went to a person with a king size, what do they call it? King size king bed. So it's no, it's not a cow. It's a king on a king pedestal bed. The like a big bed. So the hangover is really far. The only reason why I haven't made it for myself is because it turns out big no matter what I do, borders or no borders. It's a big quilt. But I want to make it for myself in all purples. And then Scott will be like, you need to get rid of that one. You have too many quilts. Be like, this one I'm keeping. Because I really, really want that one. I really, really want to make that one for myself. Now that I've, fixed the problem with the pattern, I definitely want that one for myself. And I should make it. It's a hard make. It's, frustrating, but I want one for myself, for my bed.
Would you use one color for the stars in a rainbow quilt?
Yeah, I would use one color for the stars if it was a rainbow quilt. If I did rainbow colors like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, blah, 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 and all rainbow colors, I would use black for my stars or white for my stars. All right, this one is left because the last one is to the right. So this one all gets pressed to the left. I've also gotten in client quilts to quilt on the long arm, and I liked the pattern so much that I made that quilt. And I didn't even need the pattern because I'm really good at making things without a pattern, but because they're kind of simple. But I'm like, oh, that looks really cool in those colors. I wonder what it would look like, in a different set of colors. So I've made the quilt. I don't know if it's the fact that I ate pizza 2 days in a row, but my mouth is just so dry.
Mine was the days that we ate pizza, but not today.
Scott went and got us pizza 2 days ago. So 2 days ago we had fresh pizza, and then yesterday I had leftover pizza. And pizza is not good for me. I have acid from eating pizza, but I don't know what it is. That pizza gave us dry mouth. Scott said he had dry mouth too. So it's not just me. 2 days in a row of pizza. Oh, and I am flipping the seam front because I didn't know which ones would go right and which ones would go left of my half square triangles so that I can nest my points up. And what I mean by that is I flip the seam the opposite direction right here so that this point right here comes together perfectly. So when I go to iron it, I just really quickly press it the opposite direction the rest of the way, and it lays super nice. Which way am I going? Left. But at least my points come together perfectly from nesting the seam. Just thought I'd let you know that's what I'm doing. In case you're curious. Okay.
You make your blocks 2 at a time?
Do I make my blocks what?
Did you make the blocks 2 at a time?
No, I did not do 2 at a time half square triangles. I did 1 at a time half square triangles to keep my square 5 inches. I wanted my half square triangles to be 5 inches. So that way I didn't have to cut all the fabric down into 4.5-inch fabric. I just prefer that way, I guess. Okay. What's something wrong?
You want to change these 2? Well, everybody's commenting on video. They look the same, even though they're not.
Well, they're the only 2 whites next to each other? Because here's 2 next to each other here.
I don't know. Just put one over here. Break the pinks up. That's what I was going to say. There. Everybody's
but I didn't want these guys on top of each other.
I didn't realize that.
There we go.
That pink over.
That's fine.
Over there.
Yeah, the camera makes it look a lot different than it really is. All right. I'm going to stand for this one because I'm really annoyed of sitting right now. Yeah.
You're going to need something to do in 2 Thursdays because you're going to have that whipped up in half an hour.
Yep. Come on, pedal. Yeah. All right. The last one was the left. Left? Yeah, right, left, right, left. So this one's to the right. I'm going to flip my seam right here. Just one piece. Just one. Every time I do that, I go to grab one. Sometimes. And then I can't see for the life of me the thread staying in the hole or not from up here. Because I'm at an angle. That's why I miss my bar height table for sewing sometimes. Because I like to stand and sew, but I can't have both tables in here for sitting and standing and sewing. Plus, I don't even think we have that table anymore, do we?
Which one?
The bar height one that used to be in here?
Oh, no. We gave it away.
Yeah, you gave it
Last
away.
Christmas yard sale giveaway. We gave it away for free. Tell them about our Christmas yard sale giveaway.
Yeah, every year we do, we go through the house and the garage and throw out a bunch of stuff. Scott sits outside every year around Christmas time and has a yard sale. And then whatever does not sell on Friday and Saturday goes out on Sunday
No,
or
whatever
Saturday.
doesn't
Whatever
sell on
doesn't sell
Friday.
on Thursday and Friday, right?
Whatever
It's
doesn't
Thursday.
sell on Friday is free on Saturday.
Yeah, whatever doesn't
only
sell
2
on
days.
Friday is free on Saturday. So we give back to the community. So children get, well, we don't have children's clothes, but adults get clothes from my closet, and there's junk, just random. It's just stuff, household stuff. This year is going to be like dishes and things like that that we don't need or use. Now that the kids don't live here, we don't need all that stuff, and we don't host enough family stuff because not all the family lives in town. So we don't get enough of those every year. As long as we have enough plates and stuff for not Thanksgiving, for Christmas, we're good. That's it. That's our big thing every year, Christmas. Because I make enchiladas every Christmas. And I'm looking forward to them already.
So does everybody else.
Yeah. I love enchiladas. If I had a favorite Mexican food, it would be an enchilada. Although lately I've been eating a lot of taquitos. All right. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, only because I have to take this off the wall, is get my number ones. I'm going to pull all these down and number the rest of this because it has to come off the wall because so Sunday is a new project.
Different project. I'm showing it. You gonna fight me for the kitty? You gonna fight me for the kitty?
Look at the boy. Say hi, everybody.
She's fighting me for the kitty.
Say good morning. Yeah. You guys see, he's like, ugh. Want to sit in Mama's chair? He's like, wait a second. This is new. Yes, the chair moves, Thumpy. He's like,
get him up there. He's gonna want to sit in there. He
Yeah,
always wants to sit in mine.
he didn't want to be up there. All right, let's find. Okay, there's 14 down, so I need a 14. I don't need that number or that number. I need a 13. I don't need that number or that number. I need a 4, a 1. So 1 will go on my row 1 that's already sewn. So will 3. I don't need that number. I do need that. And that. I need 12. I don't need that. Where are we at? 11. Where'd 10 go? 10. 9.
You're all talking about your
8.
enchilada video now.
Yeah. 2 is up on the wall. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull all this while you guys ask questions. I can start pulling stuff off the wall. So I'm going to stack them nicely so that I can put a clip and it stays, yes, in the order in which I pulled it off the wall. So I'll put my clip at the top of the piece. So my row is nicely stacked. This is my top right here. So this is row 5. I'm literally going to put my clip with the 5 up here at the top. So that way I know my orientation, because I don't want to get it out of order because then I'll mess everything up when I go to sew it. So that's why we're making it just right. That way I can put all this away, because Sunday's new project will need the wall, and anything else I do this week will need a wall. Plus, it's easier to have it all stacked already. So you guys can just watch me pull it all down. No questions? Ask questions or forever hold it until Sunday. And don't forget, Tuesday a video came out, and it is intertwined. It is a very fun quilt. I love it. I had so much fun making it. I didn't do my normal videoing, and I did write the pattern out for you guys in the video, but I think Karen has already put together a PDF for the group of it. So if you need it written on paper, it'll be in the group files in the Facebook group. And then the video can go along with it, making it. All right, this is row 1 up here. So I'm going to put the 1 in this top corner up here. So I know that that's row 1. I'm just going to carefully fold it. And then I'll grab number 2 down. Put the 2 in the top corner. Three. Oh, you know what I just realized? I sewed 5 rows, not. So my numbers are off. So this is actually 5. It's actually 6. 6 is actually 7. 7 is 8, and 8 is 9. There we go. Because I'm a dummy and didn't even realize.
Oh, stop.
I sewed 5. I thought I was 4, and I only pulled number 1 through 4. That's funny. It happens. It's a good thing I realized it, though, before I ran to the end of the numbers and went like, what did I do wrong? And then next week, not next week, but the week after, when we go to finish this, I'll be like, oh man, what happened here? I thought I did everything good. When they're low like this, I have to sit in the chair and roll because the squatting is annoying. I'm too short for a really tall design wall, but I have really bad legs for a really low design wall. And you can't put a big, huge quilt in just the section you can reach. It's kind of funny, right? So when I continue this, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after, which will be the last Thursday of this month, right? No.
First Thursday next month.
The first Thursday of next month. Then you guys will probably have all yours done, and I'll be still putting mine together. That's okay. That is okay. It'll be inspiration to finish it if you guys post yours in the group so that I can see, or if you share on Instagram and not the group, and you're on Instagram though, you can share Instagram and then tag me. You just tag at Tiffany's Quilting Life, and I will see it and see what you're making. You can do that with any post, even if it's not something that, if you want me to see it. This is getting too low even for the chair. Ugh. And one more. Yep, it would be the 7th of next month will be the finishing of this quilt. I hate having to wait, but I only had the bandwidth of my brain to be able to do 2 Thursdays for you guys, since I already do 4 Sundays a month and 5 if the month has 5 weekends. Yep, I'm getting the last of this cleaned up. Give me 2 seconds. All right. He's showing you the monster. He wants to say goodbye. He's what? Oh, he's laying on a piece of cardboard. Being lazy, because that's what he does. I throw my trash on the floor and he just wants to play with it. All right. And I'll throw a water bottle and he won't play with that. He'll look at it, but he won't play with it. All right, guys. Well, if there is no questions, then I guess I'm just going to go ahead and get off of here and get to my week. I'm going to find a box to place this project in, and then Sunday I will be working on some curved piecing project, and then anything else is just random whenever I do what I do. So thank you guys for watching and hanging out, and I'll see you in my next video. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good anything. Goodbye.